Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Hi out there. Happy New Year! Yay! It's 2019, January 2nd. Hope everybody is having a good New Year and has had a Merry Christmas, winter solstice, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the celebrations that come this time of year. So we're right in the middle of the heart of this celebration of this early New Year. So this will be our New Year affirmation and a resonance song for a morphogenic resonance field that unites us to the unified field of the higher union here in the golden eternity of this Greenfire hour, of this electronic campfire, where we become I and I, Rastafari, in the ionized energy of Ion. And so let us begin with a prayer to Sekhmet, who is an Egyptian goddess. Sekhmet, prayer to Sekhmet, lion-hearted lady of the solar ray. We ask to blend with your powers of courage, so we may reclaim the beauty back to our earthly life. And so, lion-hearted lady of the solar ray, we ask to blend with your powers of courage, so we may reclaim the beauty back to our earthly life. This is the lion lotus of Sekhmet. And we are right in the beginning of the turning of the seasonal wheel. In the north, there is the winter solstice, December 21st to 22nd, which is called Yule. Kalia Arion Rod. That is the north template. That is true north, the winter solstice, when the sun stands still for 4 whole days, and it's the longest night of the year. And the seasonal wheel then turns clockwise, and around 2 o'clock in the seasonal wheel, it is Imbolc, I-M-B-O-L-C, the 2nd of February, which is Bridget and Groundhog's Day. And then the seasonal wheel turns to about 3 o'clock, and that is the spring equinox, which is called Ostara, which is also Eoster, which is Eostar, Earth Star, or Easter, and that is March 20th to 21st. And that is Persephone. And then we move to around 4:30 on the seasonal wheel, which is May 1st, Beltane. That is Rhiannon and Blasveld. This is the seasonal wheel of the year chart. And then we move to 6 on the seasonal wheel, 6 on the solar clock, or the lunar clock, you choose. And that is Litha, L-I-T-H-A, and that is summer solstice. And that is Isis and Gaia. That is the June 20th to 22nd. And then we move to around 7:30 on the seasonal wheel, and that is August 2nd, known as Lugnasad or Lammas, L-A-M-M-A-S. And then we move to 9 o'clock on the solar lunar seasonal wheel, which is Mabon, which is the autumn equinox. And that is September 20th to 22nd. And that is Inanna and Cornucopia. And then we move to 10:30 on the seasonal wheel of the solar lunar clock, seasonal wheel, which is the 31st of October. And that is Caradwyn and Kali, October 31st, All Hallows Eve. That is Samhain, Samhain. And then we come full circle on the seasonal wheel to midnight, 12 o'clock, which is the darkest time of the year, and the winter solstice, which is Yule, December 21st to 22nd. And these are the holy days of the human luminous of Arianrod and Kaliak. When we visualize the wheel of the year this way, 8 equidistant points on a circle signifying the 2 solstices, the 2 equinoxes, and the midpoints between them. The points form the tips of an 8-pointed star, whose arms converge toward the center of the wheel. At the center sits a round mirror. As the year revolves, the unfolding of the seasons is reflected in the woman gazing at the mirror. The woman we each are at every turn of our own life. The seasons of the wheel mirror us. Because the seasonal movements are created by the tilt of the earth in relation to the sun, the wheel is solar, one of changing, healing light. The turnings of the year not only reflect us, they season us. During the repeated turnings, our lived experience gradually extracts what is green, and we become seasoned wood, burning clean. Enacting the holy days strengthens the bonds between our individual selves and the Gaia energy field of which we are a divine aspect. The Wiccan narrative of the Wheel of the Year centers on the goddess aging and rejuvenating with the seasons, and we match her cycle to our own planet latitudes. On the holy days that mark the seasons, we honor Gaia, Mother Earth, and her changes, and we renew our relationship with her. We look unflinchingly into the mirror of our own turnings and how they affect our planet. The light we see in the mirror at the heart of the wheel guides our evolution. The light we see in the mirror at the heart of the wheel guides our evolution toward greater consciousness. Collectively, this opens the portal for our human evolution into the human luminous, also known as Homo luminous, of the Mayan prophecy. As a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis is transformed via transformativa, showing no trace of its previous caterpillar DNA, we can change human identity by transforming ourselves one person at a time. The Wheel of the Year rituals accelerate personal and then planetary awakening. The resonance of our positive thought fields reaches toward the tipping point when a critical human mass awakens to our oneness. Living in the world in 2019 asks more of us as Earth stewards than ever before. Celebrating holy day rituals like this helps season us into the luminous humans Gaia is crying out for us to become. As luminous humans, Homo luminous, Homo novus. And so, on this turning of the seasonal wheel, at the very beginning of the turning of the seasonal wheel, I wish you all a very happy New Year. And instead of resolutions, which quickly fade after 5-6 weeks, let us have revelations into auras of new resonance fields, taking residence in our deepest luminosity of our inner being. New seeds of Buddha light awakening to awareness and consciousness. So let us not have New Year's resolutions, but New Year's revelations into the resonance fields deep within the morphogenic resonance fields of us, in our DNA, in our RNA, and planet-wide as all species interdependence with all species for a bioregional consciousness that is yet to become. So tune into this term, bioregional consciousness, for it lays within the neocortex of the mothership of the new human being born. And the new baby is being born and has already been taken down to Egypt. So let us begin at read 1 and realize the resonance of this new solar year is in redemption song of relatedness, and that lives within. This revelation that lives within is the redemption song. And so we begin with a prayer to Sekhmet and an understanding of the holy days of the seasonal wheel. And we'll return to that just to refresh ourselves later on, just so we get it. And this is in praise of the sun and the fire ritual that is within the Greenfire hour that we all are part of. The power of the strength of this Greenfire hour that we all share. Once upon a time, when the sun was revered as a goddess, she was seen as one of the two equal eyes of heaven, embracing the world with radiant love, light and warmth by day. Her sister, the moon goddess, kept time with her by night, along with their star sisters and sisters, twinkling through the ages, and they, in turn, were surrounded by myriad goddesses who reflected the ever-renewing source of life, empowering every creature on Mother Earth. Together, they sustained the web of life in the natural balance, each one upheld in her own way. For eons, since the beginning of time, as long as the mother's love was seen shining equally upon and within all their children. And it is said that matriarchy held sway, and the warp and woof of humanity was inextricably woven into the natural matrix of harmony under the watchful eyes of the mothers. But sooner or later, the red thread of the mother line began to lose hold, and a new story began to unfold. Some say it started a few thousand years ago, when people from the far north, where sunlight was scarce, came streaming southward, proclaiming the sun as God the Father, the one and only ruler over all life on earth. When it was eventually discovered, CE, that the earth was round and circled around the earth instead of vice versa, that clinched it. From then on, it was his story. The sun came to be regarded as a supreme being at the center of the universe around which all else revolved. Ever since, believers in the one God have been at war with one another, depending on which religion claimed him. In any case, men self-identified with him in everyday life on earth, constructing themselves in his image to dominate the world. Henceforth, the evolution of human consciousness took an abrupt detour into the patriarchal paradigm. No longer was the sun viewed as an empowerer, a universal source of energy, energizing the source of light, shining within all beings. The sun was considered more like an emperor, ruling with an iron fist from above, with absolute power over all. Powerlessness became the dominant reality for most people, and women and nature were subjugated to the overbearing control of man. And so it happened that the sun as goddess came to be displaced. Women were disgraced, goddesses were banished, and peoples and cultures that revered them were attacked and forcibly cut off from their ancestral roots. The wisdom traditions of indigenous peoples and of pagans and witches who honor earth-based women's spirituality have remained faithful to her to this day. But the great Mother Earth continues to be ruthlessly assaulted, exploited, and her creatures threatened with extinction. Her interrelated web of life is being ripped apart by the rampages of domination, greed, and violence. As patriarchy spreads its virulent mix of perpetual warfare all over the earth, both within ourselves and among each other, the top-heavy world order we live in today is wobbling violently out of control, on the verge of collapse. The elemental terrorisms of windstorms, flooding, wildfires, and drought are climaxing in the extremes of man-made climate change, with hurricanes, tsunamis, earthquakes, and volcanoes, even more deadly than the rampant human terrorisms at large. In the balance of nature, the Earth Mother reigns. Meanwhile, the self-serving emperor has no clothes and daily exposes himself for all to see. Humpty Dumpty sits atop his crumbling wall, poised to take a great fall. We may not know exactly how his story ends or what comes next, but we can see light peeking through the deepening cracks in the wall, revealing the inevitable system collapse at hand. Even in these longest, darkest nights, as the patriarchs fight hard to hold on, we see how out of control they actually are. They cannot hold back the dawn. A whole new worldview is emerging with life-affirming consequences transforming all our relations. Women especially are rising up now in acts of creative new leadership and resistance, bursting forth with power pent up since the sun god first took over. We know from our foremothers that the sun goddess is returning now, as she always does at the dawning of each new life cycle, this new year, 2019. Like broody hens, we are holding the eggs of the mother world close under our wings, keeping them warm for as long as it takes. Can you feel them quivering now with new life? And so her story begins anew. And so we are steeped in sunglow. Fanning the flame honors the mother sun as the source of all life and sparks our passion for revolutionary change in the world. She warms us and bestirs the molecules in every morsel of being. Each wave, grain, scent, bee is sunlight. She also burns us, turns our forests and grasslands crisp, sucks up our waters, and so some of the mighty fanning we must do on a massive scale is to gather her power, to use her benign engine in place of the petrochemistry with which humans have poisoned Earth. Sun, longing for personal integrity, for just truth-seeking and life-affirming societies. Our fire ceremonies burn away fears, failures, occluded visions. We blaze with imagination, lift voice, drum intention toward fresh expression and the brand new, the never before, the holiness of possibility. Art and writing speak reverence for the sun and flame with urgency about protecting Earth, liberating creativity, restoring peace, sun-inspired brightness. Lo, even happiness reverberates through poems about marching, art, gardens, and ritual. Chapters entitled Greenfire and Carrying the Torch, Celebrate fierce work to blend rage at injustice and love of community. Change-making dance at the ambiguous edge of cultural boundary, knowing that the village matters now more than ever. The goddess Bridget is the goddess of inspiration. Is she not a brilliant sun goddess? Is she not the quintessence of woman fire and green fire? She is fierce to protect, determined in her aim, focused on her mission. She has gathered green fire energy from her ancient Irish origins, but not just. Her left hand forms the Agni Mudra, or fire mudra, a ritual gesture in Hindu Buddhist practice. She catalyzes the wide world and throws her blaze straight into the 21st century. Her anger is a sacred act of spirit, her heart an inferno of renewal. Here she says, take this power of fire and flame it right into the face of modern devilry. Ignite the end of patriarchy's ruling madness. Stop it right now in the spirit of Sekhmet, the goddess. Here, taking this healing firelight of this green fire into all the broken places of all the little people and all the villages and hamlets of Central America and Africa and Asia, India and China, and Native America, up in Lakota country. Take this healing fire into all the broken places. Spread its wild and radiant love. This sun goddess burns brightly. She clears the way for a new world. So we sing, Bright Mother Sun. We thank you for everything, for you are our everything. We would be nothing without your radiant light, your warmth, your heat stored in earth core, released in decay, your photons powering the world's green, your alchemy creating our life breath, your weight swinging us to and fro, but never letting loose of the orbital leash. We are your awestruck children, Eos, Titan, goddess of dawn, Bast, lion goddess of sunset. You wake us to beauty and action, drowse us deep in creative fire. Amaterasu, great shining heaven, Aditi, source of every second, of all and every second. 4 million tons of your mass explode into energy every second. We cry out wonder, we cry out fear. Our shell is crisp and burning. Our silver icing melts. We are pell-mell to protect our blue-green home from the heavy blanket we wove, trapping your dragon fire. Sweet dragon, we ride your bright power into white-hot invention. Kindle the blaze of vitality, fan the flame of spirit, blow fervent with enthusiasm, insight, regeneration. Gather our peoples around the heart-warm altar, sacred sun, where you're always smiling and we are always clear. So in praise of all of this, we are sunstruck. You are my golden womb, the sphere I orbit. Days I grow towards you, nights I dance in your reflection. You kindle me to life. Ah, sun rays. And in the sun worshiper, we are told, you told me your great-grandmother smoked her pipe and prayed to the sun. Each morning she opened a window and waited in the night for day to come. It made me pause in my moon gaze and wonder. For the next year, all I thought about was that single burning sky candle, that fireball shadow thrower white heart of dawn, astonishing our world with a paint box of color. In the great uncountable galactic realm, only one star is ours. Each wave, grain, scent, bee is sunlight. Even the copper moon rising and setting is night's sun. We are starfire's brood, blackberry, redhead, sunflower, gull feather, saltwater, grandfather. I became like your great-grandmother, turning my eyes skyward, watching that burning heart, love everyone, everything, lathering the whole world with golden ghee. Why wouldn't I worship at the heels of that light when all I love is made of sun? And so this is the affirmation of a lunar awakening. Scientists say it takes 9 minutes for the sun's brilliance to reach the earth. 9, the number of completeness, of achievement. 9 minutes seem too short for many things, baking or making love, too long for other things like goodbye or a passing thought. Waiting is always eternity. I envision solar energy voyaging toward me, passing Mercury with its scarred surface and quick elliptical orbit, next to Venus, Earth's cloudy sister, the hottest planet, light then gilding the dark side of the moon. I open myself like a dawn flower. I turn my cheek toward warmth. I say, ignite my life with courage and commitment. Every 9 minutes, I am new. So this is an affirmation of redemption and rejuvenation and renewal. Every 9 minutes. Scientists say it takes 9 minutes for the sun's brilliance to reach the earth. 9, the number of completeness, of achievement. 9 minutes seems too short for many things, baking or making love, too long for others like goodbye or a passing thought. Waiting is always eternity. I envision solar energy voyaging toward me, passing Mercury with its scarred surface and quick elliptical orbit. Next, Venus, Earth's cloudy sister, the hottest planet, light then gilding the dark side of the moon. I open myself like a dawn flower. I turn my cheek toward warmth. I say, ignite my life with courage and commitment. Every 9 minutes, I am new. So this is the lion lotus. And when we walk the path of fire, remember, when we ask ourselves here at the very beginning of the new year, does this path have a heart? That's the one question you want to ask in any decision you're making that affects your life. Does this path have a heart? If you so can choose. Does this path have a heart? Walking paths of fire. Like pyres, the black stacked wood smokes chokingly until Lydia's shamanic drumming ignites the flames to scarlet brilliance. Until Lydia's shamanic drumming ignites the flames to scarlet brilliance. We are returning to the fire, still weeping for the burning times. We take our priestess places in the heat, and this wild night we'll walk on fire. Sweat, tears, and fears fall through us as rain makes a spirit circle with the wind, anointing grass with balm. The ember tracks lie open to our nakedness, their hot red eyes, a gaze as fierce as lava. We are stepping down an ancient path of courage, facing up the future, calling to our own power to meet and hold this elemental force, becoming one with it. Beneath our feet burn solar forests. Our fears are real enough to fill the sky with unlit darkness. For another 1,000 years, but this night, there is a phoenix rising with a face that it is hers and yours and mine. We feel fire in our bodies. We feel fire in our community of touch. We feel fire in our hearts thrown wide open to this challenge. Greenfire. What is it that you fear? What is it that you must face? What fire will you walk for all of us, for Earth? This is the green fire of the path that we are on this early New Year journey. The joy of this journey is immense. So this is the beginning. Walking paths of fire. Walking paths of fire. And we're grateful to be on this journey. For it is a gift. There's a gift of life itself. And this gift is precious beyond words. And a path that is beyond all knowing. This is a path beyond all knowing. And we are fanning the flame. We are fanning the flame. That is what we'll be doing this entire year, fanning the flame from the Spirit Nebula. This is a very beautiful thing. For in fanning the flame from the Spirit Nebula, we will be coming into radiance. And this radiance will be shown to us as the golden ratio. So the sun card in Tarot, with the sun we have reached the glorious potential of creation. Here are fresh air and solid ground after navigating the deep waters of transiting moon and the sometimes ungraspable brilliant star. There is light and power here. This card is about trust. Trust in the fire that pushes us forward, and trust that when it feels like our coals are burning out, there are always embers glowing to heat our hearts. A reminder that the sun always shines, even on those who refuse to step outside their door and bask in the sunlight. Nearing the end of Tarot's 21-card major arcana, these cards tend to bleed back and relate to the entirety of the Fool's journey, which began with card 0. Sunlight cannot be contained, and its influence seeps and infuses all the cards in a spread of our lives. The essence of this card is outward movement. The moon draws power in. The sun empowers us to act out, scream, sing, and love loudly. Don't hold back. This card is telling us to speak our truth and fight for what we believe. Shine on. Be careful, though. This card can burn. At times, we need to cool down enough to attend to the voices of others. With generosity and understanding, we can use our sun to give light and shed warmth on those who need it most. This card is an embodiment of abundance in giving away. We receive our gifts back to ourselves tenfold. Embrace the inner sun child within. Play with all the infinite possibilities that wait in the sunshine. Remember to smile. Tarot is a guide, a direct line to our instinct. It translates to our gut, insisting that we listen to what we already know. We never are surprised at a reading, rather reaffirmed and reestablished in ourselves. Tarot can guide the muse. Consult Tarot when writing poetry, and ask the cards to direct language on the page. Write unedited and unleash your inner muse with the cards guiding your hand. Pull cards with no spread in mind. They will speak and act together if you open to them and trust yourself to see clearly. So this is the Sun card in Tarot. Great celebration. And that is, and we will return to the seasonal wheel a little bit later, but this is a great intro to the solar light and the return of the light. And this will be a guide for us. This will be a guide for us for this coming solar year. And as we spoke as the Tarot, letting the card guide us. Here's letting the card guide us in a physical universe known as ethnopoetics. This is a form of mythopoesis called both ethnopoetics, but even more so ecopoetics, for this is part of the Ecozoic, which is the first human co-created event in planetary history, where we will co-create our own evolutionary spiral, and that is when we are in the Ecozoic. This is new Clair, Vaux, a planet weather report. Up in Toronto, they're smiling all around at Newgrange and Uluru too. For this is a planet weather report, not political weather asphyxiation on Gonzo, Nixon, Watergate fumes. It's a new day, that's what they say, a new year. One thing, whether it's clear, one thing, the weather is clear and crisp. It cleared out at noon on the 2nd at 20 degrees and a fairly good breeze, and the sun's rays came shining through. A good day to say hello to January and know the season still has inner halos to shine true and warm with golden glow only the Anawim know. And thus it has always been so, and thus it has always been so, and thus it has always been so. May it be that everyone made it through the seasonal shift. May it be that everyone made it through. May it be that everyone had some real experience or two. May it be that everyone had a real experience or two, affirming in the heart a season to be merry. So what this may it be that everyone has some real experience or two, affirming in the heart a season to be merry. This is a very good affirmation. And may it be affirming in the heart, for in Merry Be and Merry Christmas is not a Christian thing. For in the heart a season to be merry and Merry Be and Merry Christmas is not a Christian thing that churchianity has expropriated and squeezed out of the wee people. Did the little ones get taken care of? How about the least of these? Or was there a government shutdown? Did the little ones get taken care of? How about the least of these? Or was there a government shutdown the Friday before Christmas? Was there true loving kindness not based on your bank account or your ability to pay? Was there true loving kindness not based on your bank account or your ability to pay $1,000 to play at the Outhouse Bowl in Tampa, FLA. If you stayed at home, you were a true Iowan. If you went, you have stated that you can be sold to the highest bidder, because you affirmed and said, these bowl games are only for the rich, no matter what school colors you wear. Your underwear is still yellow, oh good fellow. Enough all this. Let us now turn to this season of bliss and see if we can properly follow it clear on out to the void. For this is when the moon is in void of course. For this is when the moon is in void of course. New possibilities abound as the wise men are traversing afar, following yonder Magi star. And this is no small thing. This is the magical season. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. For the river opens wide for the righteous, and the ocean refuses no river. For this is redemption song, dear friend. This is madrigal season. Listen to choirs on high, singing Alleluia in etheric overtones gone galactic from celestial Stella, Stella Marie. This is the season to let the merry be. This is the season to let the merry be, and romance the telluric and both the narwhal and the tonal up at Chaco. And this is the season to let the merry be, and romance the telluric and both the narwhal and tonal up at Chaco. A star portal of a stellar runway is in total array. Up at Chaco, a star portal of a stellar runway is in total array this very day. Star travel is our essence, dear friend. Star travel is our essence, dear friend. Behind the cloak and the mask, keep our heart open. Keep our heart open. Only thing necessary for this journey is that we follow our heart. For this is the right-on path. For this is the right-on path. For this is the right-on path. Care for the least of these. Care for the seventh generation yet to come. Walk in the flow of loving kindness. Walk in the flow of loving kindness in gratitude and beauty. In gratitude and beauty, we have found the path. We are not letting go. We are keeping both hands on the wheel. For this love will steer the stars as we traverse afar, following yonder Keats seal. We have become star throwers right here, right now, in this immense journey. Let us begin again. Right here, right now, here at the Narwhal, at the assemblage point of the tonal, right here, right now, in this immense journey, let us begin again with beginner's mind, breathing in love, breathing out peace, breathing in peace, breathing out love, breathing in love, breathing out peace. Let us begin again with beginner's mind, breathing in love of the smiling third eye kind, remembering those loving beings who have traversed this path before, remembering those loving beings who have traversed this path before, The light in their eyes is ex varna halo all around. The light in their eyes is ex varna halo all around. For in their wisdom, our true light, our true Christmas tree shines. For in their wisdom, our true light, our true Christmas tree shines. And we are coming into a new Clair Vaux. And we are coming in to a new Clair Vaux. And we are coming in to a new Clair Vaux, a new clear vision this new year. One waited for 1,000 generations. A new clear vision, one waited for 1,000 generations. And the light comes in auroral showers of display. And the light comes in auroral showers of light luminescence, Silmarillion display, for all the nations to see, for all the nations so hungry for surcease, for the cessation of all suffering. For the Buddha seed is within even an insect. For the Buddha seed is within even an insect. In this new Clair Vaux of this new year, it is time now to become the light. The light on the path is a gift, a quantum essence of leaping ability to step off Straight Street and leap onto the road go. The light on the path is a gift, a quantum essence of leaping ability to step off Straight Street and leap onto the road go. For to be bold, for to be bold enough, for to be bold now is to commit to this essence. For to be bold now is to commit to this essence, which is to release the energy which was in entropy, is to release the energy necessary for it to become manifest in reality. To become manifest in reality. So to be bold enough to commit to your dream here at the beginning. We begin with beginner's mind. Be bold enough to commit to your dream. For when you commit to your dream and you're bold enough, this essence is released. The energy is released, which is necessary for your dream to become manifest in reality. Sow the seeds deep. Let them grow underneath. Let them gather their seed strength. Let them become green in chlorophyll as they reach toward the sun. Let them germinate and incubate and sleep in the mild midwinter's deep sleep. This is necessary. For to become bold enough to commit to your dream is to release the energy necessary for your dream to become manifest in reality. Commit to this, dear friend. Commit to this, dear friend. Ah, manifest divinity, so mote it be. Mary be. Aho. Ah, new Clair Vaux. Happy New Year. New clear vision. So we've gone through this in a gentle flow of celebration of the golden glow of this regeneration. And you're all part of this regeneration, dear friend. We are all part of this regeneration, whether we know it or not. So this first time gets in our head, now it goes into our heart. New Clair Vaux Planet Weather Report. Up in Toronto, they're smiling all around Newgrange and Uluru too. For this is Planet Weather Report, dear friend, not political weather asphyxiation on Gonzo, Nixon, Watergate fumes. It's a new day, that's what they say. A new year. One thing today, the weather is clear and crisp. It cleared out at noon on the 2nd of January at 20 degrees and a fairly good breeze. And the sun just burst through. A good day to say hello. A good day to say hello to January and know the season still has inner halos to shine true. And warm with the golden glow only the Anawim know. And thus it has always been so. May it be that everyone made it through. May it be that everyone had some real experience or two, affirming in the heart a season to be merry. For in Merry Be and Merry Christmas is not a Christian thing. That churchianity has expropriated and squeezed out of the wee people. And the little ones did the little ones get taken care of? Did the little ones get taken care of? Did the little ones get taken care of? How about the least of these? Was there true loving kindness? Was there true loving kindness not based on your bank account or your ability to pay $1,000 to play at the Outhouse Bowl in Tampa, FLA? If you stayed at home, you were a true Iowan. If you went, you have stated you can be sold to the highest bidder, because you affirmed and said, these bowl games are only for the rich. No matter what school colors you wear, your underwear is still yellow, good fellow. Enough of all this. Let us now turn to the season of bliss and see if we can properly follow it clear on out to the void. Let's see if we can properly follow it clear on out to the void. For this is when the moon is in void of course. New possibilities abound as the wise men are traversing afar, following yonder Magi star. And this is no small thing, as the wise men and the wise women traversing afar, following yonder Magi star. This is no small thing. This is magical season. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. For the river opens wide for the righteous. For the river opens wide for the righteous, and the ocean refuses no river. For this is redemption song, dear friend. This is madrigal season. Listen to the choirs on high, the celestial stella, singing Alleluia in etheric overtones gone galactic. This is the season to let the merry be, and romance the telluric and both the nawal and tonal. Up at Chaco, a star portal of a stellar runway is in total array this very day. Star travel is our very essence. Star travel is our essence, dear friend. Behind the cloak and the mask, keep our heart open. Let us keep our heart open. Let's keep our heart open. The only thing necessary for this journey is that we follow our heart. For this is the right-on path. Care for the least of these. Care for the seventh generation yet to come. Walk in the flow of loving kindness. Walk in the flow of loving kindness, in gratitude and beauty. We have found the path. We are not letting go. We are keeping both hands on the wheel. We are keeping both hands on the wheel. For this love will steer the stars. This love will steer the stars as we traverse afar. Following yonder Keat seal, we become star throwers right here, right now, in this immense journey. Let us begin again with beginner's mind, breathing in love, breathing out peace, breathing in peace, breathing out love, breathing in love, breathing out peace. Let us begin again with beginner's mind, breathing in love of the smiling third eye kind, remembering those loving beings who have traversed this path before, remembering those loving beings who have traversed this path before. The light in their eyes is ex-varna halo all around, for in their wisdom our true light, our true Christmas tree shines. And we are coming into a new Clair Vaux, a new clear vision, one waited for 1,000 generations. And the light comes in auroral showers of display for all nations to see, all nations so hungry for surcease, for the cessation of suffering of all sentient beings. For the Buddha seed is within even an insect. It is time now to become the light. It is time now to become the light. The light on the path is a gift. The light on the path is a gift, a quantum essence of leaping ability to step off Straight Street and leap onto the road go. To step off Straight Street and leap onto the road go. For to be bold enough to commit to your dream, to be bold enough to commit to your dream is to release the energy necessary for it to become manifest in reality this very year. Make this your New Year's revelation. For to be bold enough to commit to your dream is to release the energy necessary for it to become manifest divinity, dear friend, in reality. So commit to this, dear friend. Manifest destiny. And in this manifest destiny, so mote it be. Mary be. Aho. New Clair Vaux. So may you have a very new Clair Vaux New Year, and follow your dream and keep your heart open and sing the song of the good Greenfire. May you be blessed and all one another, round, round, round and round this beautiful planet, a water blessing to all. Peace.